Good evening, fellow Kabogarts. Today we'll be talking about coronavirus and where did it originated. It originated in Wuhan, China, and there's an outbreak now, and it's spreading all over the world. And location, there are many countries now um, affected of that, namely Korea, Iran, China, France, Italy, and some other countries that is affected by this flu virus. Spreads very fast. It can be transmitted to handshaking, touching the contaminated surface. So, how to reduce the risk of contacting coronavirus? So, we will be discussing about that later on, but we have to talk about symptoms. But before that symptoms, we go first with the treatment. There is no treatment available in the market today, but there are few research and they're making solutions for that. So doctors and pharmaceutical companies are trying to find cure for this. So first thing and foremost, we need to know if you have contacted coronavirus, um, if you have the symptoms. First thing and foremost, it's a flu virus. You may have fever, you may have cough, you may have difficulty in breathing, you may have shortness of breath. So if in case you have this one, go straight to the doctor, have it checked, and to be sure that you have not contacted this coronavirus, because if you are not taking care of this, you may have pneumonia or severe acute respiratory syndrome, and it may lead to death. So you have to be careful on this. So how to prevent the spread of coronavirus? So for example, if you're sneezing, so make sure you cover your mouth and nose while flexing the elbow. Or if you use a tissue, make sure you throw the tissue in a bin and uh, immediately close it and wash your hands. So you can wash your hands using alcohol-based hand rubs or alcohol that is around 70%. You can also use soap and water, especially if you have touched or if you suspect that you have contacted the virus. You always wash your hands. So cleaning the hands with soap and water or alcohol-based hand rub, it's also one of the most effective thing. And please try not to shake hands all the time. Currently now, um, avoid shaking hands, avoid contact, because the virus is not visible to the human eye, so you don't know who is affected or not. So just to be sure, just say hi, just don't shake hands. Make sure you always wash your hands. Avoid those people who are sick. For example, if you're sick, make sure you don't go near to your family. So always protect yourself, and you have to protect also your family. To protect yourself, you can also use mask. So it depends. It doesn't mean that you wear mask, you are infected already. No, you are not. Some people, they just protect themselves. So it's up to you if you want to wear mask or not. Now, accidentally, even if you have no flu-like symptoms, so you have to cover your face. I mean, when you cough, you have to cover your mouth. When you sneeze, you have to cover your nose. So you have to be careful on it. And make sure you had sanitizer, alcohol. 60 to 95% alcohol would be most appropriate for that. If alcohol and sanitizers are not available, clean your hands as often as possible. And try to not to share personal items, household items, because sharing with the household items may increase the risk of transmission, and which is not good. And they say how it is transmitted. It's 80% transmitted by hands. But how many percent it can reduce if you wash your hands? It's 21%. But what what you should know that 97% of the whole population doesn't what wash hands. So always remember to wash your hands. So one thing to prevent coronavirus from spreading is to wash your hands all the time. Washing it will be most helpful. So precautions to take: avoid contact with live animals and poultry, avoid consumption of raw undercooked meat, avoid crowded places and around people who are sick. Observe good personal hygiene at all times. So if you are suspecting that there are people who are infected in your area, so disinfect the area. Just wipe it with alcohol, just wipe it with disinfectant. That would be helpful. Wash your hands, wear mask. If you want to, cover your mouth with tissue paper when coughing or sneezing. Then if you are suspecting that you have contacted coronavirus, make sure you see a doctor. When you see a doctor, don't go straight to the doctor. Why? You have to inform them that you are what? Having symptoms. So when you are having symptoms, make sure you isolate yourself immediately. Okay? So, how does coronavirus spread? Person to person, contact with infected surfaces or objects. So how do we reduce the coronavirus from spreading? Wash hands, use sanitizers, disinfect the area. So you have to be careful. Shaking hands. So always remember, kabogarts, it's better to be safe than sorry. So again, wash your hands, clean, disinfect, avoid crowded places, and be safe all the time. So I hope this short video had helped understand about how to reduce the spread of coronavirus. Okay, until the next video, kabogarts, take care. God bless.